declutter often. Simplify your living space by getting rid of items you no longer need. I feel like all of my videos mention to declutter your space, and it's true. Decluttering can help you get rid of the things that you no longer use or you have no use for, or the things that you've been holding on for far too many years because you said you were gonna fix them and you never got around to it. If you are gonna fix some items, add that to the top of your list. That way they don't end up in the attic or the garage or even in your room collecting dust. I've owned a lot of items where I was like, you know what, maybe one day I will fix this. Those maybe items, those are the items that tend to get stored in, areas in the house where you forget about them for years and years. So decluttering your space, whether it's once a season, once a month, if you have a lot of stuff. For me, I declutter our space, I want to say like 2 times a year, so every 6 months. And it works out a lot with not having things in our home that we're not getting use out of, someone else can get use out of it. And also with creating more space. We live in a small apartment, so the less junk we have, the more space we have. Create daily habits to provide structure and reduce decision fatigue. I've talked about this before. I actually talked about this in my previous video, and the routine that I established that helped my negative mindset was working out Monday through Friday. Also going to the library to edit these videos. Those are the little routines that I picked up in order to help my negative mindset get out of that rut. And I will say that I am a lot happier these days than what I was like 7 months ago. I will say this, your routine may look completely different than mine. We all have different tasks to get done, things like that. So try your best to create a simple routine. Don't go above and beyond. I remember making a to-do list and having like 30 things on that to-do list. Try to keep your to-do list to the minimum of like 5 to 6 things. If you can do less, then do less. That way your mind is not overwhelmed when it comes to establishing a simple to-do routine or just a simple routine in general. I hope I'm making sense with this. And overall, what I basically mean is the minute you create a routine and you stick to it, this will provide structure to your life, and it also helps you stay on track with other things in your life. So with me going to the library, having a routine to go to the library to edit these videos, makes me feel like, all right, I can record today and then go to the library tomorrow to edit. Where before, I would record and then I would take a nap, and then tomorrow will come and I'm like, oh, I don't feel like editing. I was in such a negative rut in the same spot constantly. So with me just making that tiny little switch with working at the library makes me want to work more and record more videos. That's why in December I did 3 weeks worth of videos, because I was feeling very creative and I felt very comfortable with recording here, working over there. So it was a nice little routine that I established, and I'm still going with it. And that's something that I needed to do, was create a better work schedule, a work routine for myself in order for me to get out of a rut. It's definitely helped me live a more happier and calmer lifestyle. Practice gratitude. Reflect on positive aspects of your life regularly to cultivate a positive mindset. This is something that I started to do because, like I said before, I was in such a negative rut. A lot of you have noticed. A lot of you have unsubscribed due to how negative I was just last year. I would say like the beginning of last year, I was going through a lot. You could tell on camera. So nowadays, instead of me putting all my energy towards the bad things that happen, I focus on the good things and, the things I got going on. Even though I don't get a ton of views on my channel and I'm not like a big YouTuber, I'm still very grateful that I'm able to turn a camera on, post videos for a living. This is a very comfortable, relaxing job. And another thing that I'm grateful about that I was very negative towards is where we live. A couple months back, I was complaining about the place. It has bad lighting, blah, blah, blah. The rent is expensive. And even though the apartment is all those things, I look at it the positive way now. Like, I'm grateful that we can afford this place. We can afford a safe place to live. I don't get bothered here like I used to get bothered growing up where I used to live. I used to live in pretty bad areas growing up. I'm able to walk to my car and not feel afraid. I'm happy that we have a roof over our head. So I'm looking at the positive more than the negative and practicing gratitude. At the end of the day, I always tell the universe on how grateful I am for my health, because There was a time where I was getting a lot of tests done with my hormones and things like that, and just trying to figure out what is going on with me. And I thought I had PCOS, or I thought I had something else. And I'm very, very grateful that I am healthy. The only thing I have to focus on is losing weight, because I am a little bit overweight, but that's about it. So I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful that I'm able to wake up every day, work, and go to the gym, spend time with the ones that I love. So that's the things that I'm grateful for. Try to sit down with yourself, and instead of thinking of the negative, think of what you're grateful for. What are the things in your life that you feel grateful for? It could be the simplest thing. It could be your car turning on in the morning. I remember back in the day going outside to my car when I was like 20, 21 years old, having my fingers crossed and hoping that the car turns on, because I used to deal with a lot of car problems back in the day. That's something I take for granted till this day. Like, I don't think like that anymore. I don't think like, oh, the car, it's not going to turn on. I hope it does. I'm very grateful that my car turns on every time I leave the house, because there was a time where I didn't have that luxury. The motor died, the transmission died, the battery was done, like things like that. So there's so many things to be grateful for, basically what I'm trying to say here. Stay organized. Keep track of tasks and responsibilities to minimize stress and improve productivity. For a little example, when I do these videos, I always write down my scripts on a notebook. This is actually a new notebook that I had to get for this new year. And I always write down my scripts and what I'm gonna say, nice and organized. I always put like what video I'm recording, the title of it. I'll do the thumbnails. I make sure that I'm organized with my job and also with our house. I make sure that everything's nice and clean and organized. You would be surprised on how much an organized space and an organized work life can make you happy, or make you live a happier life. When things are a mess and a little chaotic, my mind cannot concentrate on that like one main task. So in order for my mind to concentrate, I have to be in an organized space. I know life isn't perfect, and sometimes we have to work through the mess. I get that, but it does take a couple seconds to hang up the clothes that are on the floor, put whatever dirty clothes in the hamper, wash the dishes in the sink, or if you have a dishwasher, throw them in the dishwasher. Organizing your space and also your workspace doesn't have to take an hour or 2 hours. Sometimes fixing up the house can take less than 15 to 20 minutes, depending on how big of the mess is or how big your space is. When it comes to our apartments, every day I take around 20 minutes to vacuum, clean the kitty box, put the laundry away. And that way, once when the weekend comes, I'm not spending an entire day cleaning the house. So I could spend a Saturday or Sunday doing relaxing things instead of constantly cleaning. So try your best to stay organized, or learn how to be organized. My partner always tells me, he's like, you inspire me to be more organized. I wasn't this organized when you didn't live with me, so you definitely inspire me. Even when it comes to his job, for his SD cards, he has like SD card holders instead of the SD cards everywhere. So he says it just helps out a lot when he's more organized. He can just grab his stuff and go, instead of like looking everywhere for, where's the SD cards? Where's the batteries for the cameras? I can't find anything. So just staying organized can help you live a happier lifestyle. Everyone needs / can benefit from this. Constantly comparing yourself is insane. I talked about this too in my previous video, where eliminating screen time is very, very important when it comes to your mental health, especially if you are addicted to social media. I do social media for a job, and I was very addicted to it. I was more addicted to comparing my videos and comparing my life to other YouTubers and other minimalist YouTubers, and it was a very toxic trait of mine. And the best thing that I have done for my mental health and my job is to keep my phone out of the bedroom when it comes to nighttime. When it comes to during the day, I use my phone to text and call my family members, but I'm rarely on social media. I'm rarely scrolling like I used to. I used to spend hours scrolling and looking up video ideas and just getting in a negative rut with, why aren't my videos like this? Why can't I look like that? Why can't my house look like that? Why can't I own a house? Like, it's just crazy how many thoughts go through your head while scrolling social media or just being online in general. So the best thing you can do for yourself is to limit your screen time. You would be amazed on how much time we waste on our phones. So No more wasting time on those phones. Put a timer on, give yourself maybe a half hour when it comes to social media, and that's it. Or if you can browse through social media for 15 minutes, then do so. But try to spend your time wisely, because that is the one thing we cannot get back is time. Try not to waste your time scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, because before you know it, you are going to wonder, where did the time go? On that note, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.